Grand Rising, this is Goddess Aya, one of you guys. And before we get started on these reaction videos, it would be just me, Goddess Ayawana, listening and reacting to the videos, okay? Goddess Kwalamika will not be in this video today. She's taking a break, so she might not be in several videos. But anyhow, we're going to keep it going. And I do apologize for being away so long, but I had a lot to do. Yeah. Oh, by the way, don't talk about my pain. I call outside the lines all the time. But yeah, I'm going to fix that. So don't you get on here talking about me, because I know how y'all do in these comments. Y'all talk about people. It's okay, though. Anyway, so let's get started. And before we do, go ahead and hit subscribe, like, share. Also, hit that notification bell if you want to see what I'm up to next, okay? So, here we go.
Israel, right? This is why we are not Hebrew Israelites, right? This is all part of financial literacy, though, because all the Israelites are your Jews, right? This is why they call it jewelry. Our diamonds and crystals are diamonds and crystals. But because the Jews took over everything, they now call that jewelry, right? Because they own it now. They took it from us, right? It's even called the judicial system. Now, Israelites stem from the 12 tribes of Israel, right? But what was Israel's real name? Jacob. And anciently, it's really, Jacob is what? Yaqub. Yaqub is who? Another name for Satan. Okay? In the Hebrew text, it was no J's. So there was Y's. Yaqub. Before the J's got added. Right? Just like they wasn't calling him Jesus. They was calling him Yahweh. Because they was using Y's back then. Go look at the ancient Hebrew text. Go study it. Okay? Now, how did Jacob become Israel? Because he did what? In the Bible, they tell you that Jacob wrestled with who? An angel. And got his ass whooped. And then changed his name to Israel. The things that make you go, In the Bible, go read the story. They wrote it, not me. And after wrestling with that angel, he rechanged his name to Israel. A lot of people forget that Israel was originally Jacob. Jacob is really Yaqub. And Yaqub is really Satan. Right? This is why in Jacob's story, it says that he had separated the flocks. Go read it. You don't believe Jacob Yaqub? Go read Yaqub's story. It's going to talk about how Yaqub told his uncle when he was 8 that he would create a race to destroy the black race. The original Asiatic beings, the original 90th beings. That's what Yaqub said in his story. He told his uncle that when he was 8 years old. While playing with magnets, he discovered magnetism. Now go read Jacob's story. Yaqub was deemed the big head scientist. How did Yaqub create this new race that we now know as human beings? He did it by going within our genome and separating the black gene from the brown gene. Spliced them. He realized that he can go from, by alternate genetics, he can go from black to red, red to yellow, yellow to white. But he did it by separating the black and the brown. Or let's say the XY chromosome.
Majority of African Americans that lived here were brought over here.
No,
That's
not economically sound.
What do you mean by it's not economically sound?
Oh, so what I'm saying is people were already here. Does it make sense to go all the way to this other continent to bring people on a boat when we know that half of your stock is going to die? You wouldn't do that.
So how many people do you think were brought over from Africa on slave ships? Because that definitely happened.
I don't believe it.
What do you mean you don't believe it?
I don't believe that story. You think this whole land was empty? No, there were natives here.
Right.
But today we're taught that natives is some other people. No, natives are the melanated African being that has come here since the beginning of the Mali Empire. We're talking about 14th, 13th century. We had already come here from Africa.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had already come here. You know, maybe people were brought over as slaves, but I don't think that the black people in America came from Africa on slave ships. I believe the people that were here were slowly conquered. First, they got the East Coast, and then they started spreading out west, little by little conquering. And when you conquer a tribe, what do? You enslave them. They're POWs. Right?
Okay.
That's what you do.
But I'm still confused. There's a great history of slave ships being brought over from Africa.
History is his story.
Right.
What about my story? Is my story not valid?
But if you do 23andMe on from out
23andMe?
Well, that's
either way, if you take black people here in America and you do their DNA sample and it point back to Africa, what does that say? It says black people in America are Africans. Now, the argument is, were we brought here or were we already here? Did we bring ourselves here or did the white man bring us here? You see, when you say the white man brought us here, what you're doing is you're removing our ability to transport ourselves. You're saying, oh, we didn't know anything about boats. That's what you're trying to tell me. You're trying to tell me that we didn't know that there was a landmass here. Go look at the primary source. You got here, we met black people. When you got the Caribbean, we met black people. You think the Caribbean is right next to America and they weren't in America?
That's interesting.
That doesn't make any sense. I mean, when you go and you look at real European history, right, would believe that if they took a bath, it was bad.
Right.
They didn't even want to change their clothes. They thought that dirty was purity. When we talk about the Moors going into Spain and into Europe, the stories in the history, our history, says that when we met the so-called Caucasian, he was sleeping in the barn with the animals, and we told him, no, you can't sleep in the barn with the animals. We taught them etiquette. We taught them running water. We brought that technology to Europe. Now, if we brought the technology to Europe that saved Europe from the Black Plague, you mean to tell me that if we saved the white race, that we weren't already in America already? When we brought the technology, when Rome was dependent on Africa for food? Remember when the Black Plague hit Rome? The cause was one of the officials was stealing the grain that was coming from Africa. So there was famine hit Rome. If your source of sustenance is from Africa, how are you superior? You're not. You get your food from me. So if you get your food from me, who's more likely to travel this globe? Me, I'm the source of food. And that's the first thing you need to survive on this planet.
So this is what he says. He said, I don't think anyone is worried about our Savior's skin color. The color of his skin doesn't save anyone. Just saying. If nobody wasn't worried about his skin color, then who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this then? Why was this image of Christ accepted all across the world? And nobody had a problem with him. Nobody was saying, oh, color doesn't matter. It don't matter what his color is. Everybody accepted this right here. But then when you find out that Christ is a nigger, now all of a sudden it doesn't matter what his color is. It don't matter. Well, who the fuck is this? Who is this? Because the scriptures say something else. Revelations chapter 1, verse 14 through 15. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes a flame of fire, and his feet unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as a sound of many waters. Hair like wool, fine brass, as it burnt to a furnace. This is burnt brass right here. This is burnt brass. That means Christ was black. Nigga. Christ was black. But everybody was cool with the white dude, though. Nobody had no problem with that. When you find out that Christ is black, now everybody, oh no, it don't matter. Oh, now it don't matter now. But in actuality, it really does matter. It really do matter. This matters. This is the depiction of Christ. This is how he would actually look. Because if it didn't matter, then why would y'all have the white dude up there? You see what I'm saying? This does matter because they had described Christ in the book of Revelations and described God in Daniel chapter 7, verse 9. You know what I'm saying? Because they knew, y'all was going to deceive a lot of people. And you did deceive a lot of people. And now that people are waking up, now it's, it don't matter. It does matter. So the people won't be deceived. And the black people won't be deceived. The Israelites won't be deceived. And Gentiles won't be deceived. It does matter. Because the Bible is a black book. It's about black people talking about black people. Past, present, and future. It's talking about black people. Get over it. Now, you can still be grabbing on in through Christ if you want to, but if you don't want to accept the fact that he's a nigga, guess what? You ain't getting saved. I don't care how good you think you are or what you think you're doing for Christ. If you don't believe this is Christ, he don't look like this, and you believe it's that white dude, you ain't getting saved. Plain and simple.
Did you know that white folks knew that Jesus was a black man? The Pope knew it. The Pope got in his private worship chamber. The black Madonna with a black baby Jesus. How come they don't show that in America? That's shown in Europe, but not here, because in America, this is the citadel of white supremacy, and therefore if you're going to elevate white to the position of God, you cannot show anything favorable on the black man, lest the black man will begin to think better of himself. And as long as you think that you are nothing, you'll always be ruled by others. You got the picture?
Y'all remember when I decoded the Roku screen and we saw King Kong on the screensaver? Well, I think I know why we see King Kong, but like y'all told me, it's only movie references. So I wanted to take it a step further. Let's decode the movies. Now I know y'all remember this scene from King Kong. Let's take a look. Now look how that looks. Remember how that looks. I'm pissed off. Okay, now hold that thought.
This is for entertainment purposes only. That right? That's just an LED light, and you can see the little LED lights in there, right, in the panel.
All right, guys, this is my studio light. You see the orb? The bulbs are reflecting off of the lens, is my guess, and it's showing you where the light source is coming from, which is why you see the orb, right? Just like the light. Now let's take a look at the sun. Look at all the little light bulbs in the orb.
Why am I seeing? Oh, we have an artificial sun. You see?
And then back in February, I said this. Y'all, I've been sitting on this information for a little minute because y'all know I like to get confirmation first, right? But I think there's a lot of nefarious shit going on with this sun. And the reason I say that is because when I'm outside, I'm always looking up. And I always look at the sun. And the sun been a little bit too white for me lately. That big ass bright white light, when you see that, just know that is not the sun, okay? That is a sun simulator.
Oh my God. I finally caught it. I look. Two suns. They literally, look at that shit. Are trying to block this shit out. Look at the other sun, y'all. Look at it behind it. And then look at the little thing up there. Y'all see that shit? The little white thing? Look. Y'all see that shit up there? Oh my God. Oh my God.
So, I mean, damn, is King Kong us? Because we do have a fake. Oh my gosh. He did throw that stick at the sun. Y'all said it was just movie references? Child, please. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. I just wanted to connect the dots because I knew it was a reason why King Kong was on that Roku screensaver. And like I said, I'm going to do all of them so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about. Open your eyes, your real eye. Peace, love, light, and gratitude. Thank you for watching.
There are people living inside of the Earth. It's true. New information from NASA states that there is a large ocean beneath the Earth's crust, after scientists detected movement below the surface. Around 500 miles below, a large supply of water has been found stored in a rock named ringwoodite. But it gets even crazier. Scientists say that this rock is so huge that it contains 3 times the amount of water on the Earth's surface. This causes many to believe that there is more down there than we originally thought, possibly even civilizations. While the news of this discovery was over 10 years ago, it was never talked about. Is the government hiding this information from us? What do you think?
Who is Enoch?
Enoch he's a half human, half Anunnaki, according to some of the text. So one of these, he's a quote unquote demigod, supposedly. So he was, his father was a god with a lowercase g, and his mother was a human being, supposedly. This is what the stories say. How mythological is that? We can't really understand it. But he was special. He had offspring, he had a family, and these beings that came to visit gave him an appointed date that he would be taken away from Earth. And so he got taken away from Earth, and he then describes the shape of the Earth, the size, the color, everything from space. A gigantic blue glowing sphere. He's then brought back at some point in the future. He went away for a while, then comes back. He left I guess his estate to his kids, his sons. So they were waiting for him to leave, and they was also waiting for him to come back. This was planned. It wasn't like some mystical thing. In the Bible, it seems as if he just disappeared from Earth and he was taken into heaven and never came back, but that's not the case. In the book of Enoch, you find out he was brought back. Pretty interesting.
Of Mary and the Messiah been melanated, gang. But I think we kind of already knew it though. Not only did he drop Mary and the Messiah melanated inside this vault, he also dropped the 12 apostles been melanated too. Hair like wool, skin like brass. I'm just saying. Another picture of Mary and the Messiah. I mean, but who's actually surprised about this though, gang? Just let me know. Cause even the Pope and them been praying to the Black Jesus for the longest since the beginning of time. Another picture of the Pope praying to Black Jesus. Yeah, I just had to zoom in so y'all can see what I'm talking about. They been praying to the Black Messiah. But once again, gang, if you actually read, they gave a description. Hair like wool. His feet is likened to fine brass, as if it left the furnace. And this is the color of brass if y'all didn't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Putin going in the vote and dropping the pictures about the Black Messiah in the comments. Like or follow for more wisdom and stay tuned. Honestly, let me know who's surprised.
What are you pushing into the skin, Sarah? Sandra?
Sarah?
Carrie? What are you pushing into the skin?
Well, you push in whatever the facialist would like to insert into your pores.
But what is it?
It is an extraction from a piece of skin that came from a young person far, far away, and they somehow figured out how to extract.
It's foreskin from a Korean baby. That's what it is.
Okay.
Who comes up with this?
I don't think, and it's not like I'm lying there with little pieces all over my face.
Who thinks of collecting it and having it for, we'll do something with this someday.
And why didn't we come up with that?
Right. We'd be
yeah,
rich.
and so we call it, I call it the penis facial, and I think when you see how good it is to your face, you too will run to your local facialist and say, give me the penis. It's gonna happen.
Hair like wool, eyes like a flame of fire, feet like fine brass, as if they were burned in a furnace.
History Wow.
Y'all wouldn't believe what I found out. See how this say authorized King James Version? We got a problem. This say 66 books is right here. Well, I went to go find out what King James actually authorized. This is what he authorized in 1611. Yeah, this. In 1611, when he authorized it, there was a New Testament, there was an Apocrypha, and there was an Old Testament. 80 books. How they go from Old Testament and New Testament with no Apocrypha? What that means, family, is these publishers are lying. This ain't authorized by King James. While everybody's saying it's one name under heaven to be saved by, Jesus, in 1611, wasn't nobody calling on Jesus. They was calling on Jesus in 1611. Sounds like two different names can be used to be saved by. Yeah, this is 1611. Yeah, this is what King James authorized. Matthew chapter 1, verse 21. And he shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus. That's a I, E, S, and U, and S. It's just in Old English. For he shall save his people from their sins. This is what King James authorized, newly translated out of the original Greek. I heard somebody say Jehovah was his name. So I went to Exodus chapter 6 and verse 3. Lo and behold, Jehovah wasn't around in 1611. In fact, they said Jehovah. And you can tell due to the font that it was inserted, which means it wasn't even there for the original copy of the Hebrew to English. They do have supplements, so if you got a Holy Bible, you can go get you an Apocrypha, authorized King James Version, of course. Or you can get you the Old English, real deal Holy Bible, 1611. The true, authentic, facsimile King James Version. And we have smaller ones too. Check out the link that I provide. Make sure y'all support a brother. This is all lowercase. Go check out the big edition and go check out the smaller edition. Link in my bio.
Enoch said that he's supposedly seen this, right? And this is what the true form of what an angel is supposed to look like in true form. So basically, Enoch said that he was seeing this shit, right? There's a video that's going around that said that they seen a UFO, but I think it was an angel just like this. Look at this video, y'all. Look at this shit. This is the clearest video that anybody has ever got of anything. Look what that drone look like. Look, do y'all see the eye in the middle, bro? Do y'all see it? It's looking over and watching everything. Watching everybody. Look at that. Bro. Yo. Do y'all see that? What is going on in our world right now, bro? This is only the first. Look at that. And y'all telling me that's not the same thing, bro? Look at it. That's what that John is, bro. Probably the reason why they keep doing this. crazy chemtrails. Look at the shadow on that joint. Don't even look real.
So I know you guys saw the video of the gentleman who said that he saw two suns outside of Phoenix. Because on or around that same day, I saw the same thing in the clouds. Except I didn't have opportunity to take pictures of the other side because the sun was setting behind me, behind my complex. But this is what I saw.
Listen, I'm not a crazy conspiracy theorist, but that is the sun going down over there. Am I correct about that? Now look at this. Directly behind me. What is that? I'm not a flat earther by any means, but that and that can't both be the sun. So what the hell is happening? There's nothing moving behind those clouds. It's just a big bright ball. That's the sun going down in the west by the ocean.
Welcome to the new solar cycle. We are in the new age of the solar cycle, so let's get it.
Right, let's get this straight right now, right? Why has nobody told me that this thing right here is real? Explain that to me. Explain that to me. And it doesn't stop there. No, here's another one. Look at that. Clearly a woman. Clearly a woman. Don't even know. How is that a thing? Explain that. It's not a natural form. And then here's another one. Just a guy, just a dude, sat there. Little penguin for you. Then a little bird kissing another bigger bird. Some sort of goat. Not quite sure. Defo a snake. Defo a snake. There's two snakes. Two snakes on top of each other. Then I've no idea what that is, but if they're not teeth, I don't know what are. There's defo a little dinosaur. And then a hand. What is going on, people? I mean, check this out, right? Just look at this for a second, and you tell me what this could be. I mean, I'm not sure about that one. Looks sus. It's a bit sus too. That's defo a person, that though. I'm not even bothered. When did this become a thing?
A well-preserved copy of the Book of the Dead was just uncovered in Egypt.
Don't open the fucking book.
The Book of the Dead contains ancient rituals for the living to perform.
Don't perform any of the fucking rituals.
This copy was written on a papyrus scroll that is over 42 feet long.
I see we already opened the book.
Along with the Book of the Dead, the Egyptian government says archaeologists have uncovered ornaments.
Don't touch the fucking ornaments.
Amulets.
Don't touch the fucking amulets.
And decorations that
don't move the fucking decorations.
Date back to the New Kingdom period of the pharaohs.
You're joking, right? That you've moved everything.
Stone coffins were uncovered in a cemetery.
Don't open the fucking coffins.
And significantly, researchers say 2 wooden coffins were found, inscribed with women's names.
Don't read those names aloud.
The recently uncovered Book of the Dead will be showcased in the Grand Egyptian Museum.
Hey Egypt, how's it going? I would like to be put on your do not fly list. Yes, no, I'm voluntarily, I would like to just make absolutely certain that I stay far away from Egypt for the foreseeable future. Thanks.
Enlil, who's known as Yahweh, comes back and sees humans building a tower into the heavens in one of these cities, duplicating what the Anunnaki had built. He gets pissed off because he realizes, oh man, Enki got me. These people are too smart, so he destroys the tower. And he says, my seed shall not abide in man forever. His years shall be 120. And what's the maximum lifespan of a human being in the most pristine condition according to Harvard? 120 years. Then the next thing he did was he separated humans and put them in different places around the planet, just like the tablets say. And then he confused the languages so that we couldn't communicate and collaborate anymore, which is why there's all these different crazy languages. And then on top of that, he put a brand. Whoever ruled over an area, brand your people. We know that those are your people. Brand your people. We know those are your people. And look how it's worked. Look how these invisible lines we have on this planet till this very day are still here. If I go to Mexico, I'm an alien. If they come to America, they're an alien.
Yeah, we're still blowing each other up because of fucking religious ideologies.
It's crazy.